Hello, welcome to day 14 of our podcast series Intensify. And today I want to discuss automate your life to deliver results. Yes, I mean automate your life. Your life can be automated such that you get results. Like you go to an ATM, a very good bank with a good ATM service. When you plug in your card, money comes out. You don't need to go and call the bank and say, I'm at the ATM. Why? Because it is automated. There's a level of predictability because of the way it has been designed. In like manner, you can automate your life to deliver results. Now, we've talked about plans. In the last few sessions, series, we talked about having plans. But plans are not enough. You need to know how to translate plans to results. I don't know about your plans. I don't know the kind of plans you have, but I've never seen anyone who planned to be weak and sick. But many people are weak and sick. I've not seen a couple that planned that they'll be fighting every day and they will be in problem and in turmoil in their homes. But many homes are in shambles. I've not seen anyone who planned to fail in ministry or to fail in life. But many are actually failing if you look at what they are doing. I've never seen a student that planned to fail in school. But many fail. I've not seen anyone that planned to be poor and to be broke. But many people, they are poor and they are broke. So, plans are great, and you and I know that. But it's not enough to have great plans. You need to learn how to transfer or convert your plans to results. I used to be the chief strategy officer for Deloitte in West Africa. And during that period, I had to go do some research about plans, about strategy. And I realized then that about 90% of organizations fail to execute their strategy or plan successfully. And guess what? It is people that make those organizations. So if the research has already shown that about 90% of companies fail to actualize their plans successfully, that means that was happening in people's lives. A lot of people have wonderful plans, but they're unable to realize it. Jesus Christ showed us a very classical example of how to achieve plans. He was an executor. In fact, even to his death, he said, I will die, and on the third day, I will rise up again. That was a plan that was clearly written. It was written in scriptures. On the third day, I will rise again. And on that day, everything worked together to make sure it happens. And that's one good thing about plans. When you have plans, you should have a deadline attached to it. Jesus Christ says, third day I will rise, not one day I will rise. So once you have deadline mapped to your plans, things have a way of working together to make it to work if you follow the right process to execute your plans. And that's what I want to talk about today. Many people get stuck with plans. They get stuck with strategy. They may even have deadlines for those plans, but it is not translating to results. And one reason why many people's plans are not getting results is because they don't automate their lives to deliver results. So we've talked about starting right, talked about having the right plans, we've talked about developing capacity. But one of the biggest game changers that you need in your life is your automation. How are you able to automate your plans? Now, what do I mean by automation? Because you say, am I a machine? No. I mean, whether you know it or not, we all already have inbuilt automation that we have formed over the years. These things control us. They just happen without we thinking about it. And we call them habits. These habits make us or the mouse. I love what John Maxwell once said. He said, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of success is found in your daily routine. And I'll say it again. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of success is found in your daily routine. It's like brushing your teeth. When you wake up in the morning, you start to automatically brush your teeth. You know why? Nobody needs to motivate you. Nobody needs to talk to you. You just by default go and start brushing your teeth. That's if you brush your teeth, not everyone do. If you are trained to do, it's like second nature. It is programmed. Nobody needs to challenge you or to encourage you. And that's the way it is supposed to be. Many times in life, we need to ensure that we push things to that level of automation. In life, we first form our habits, and later our habit forms us. In other words, I'll give an example. You first of all form the habit of brushing your teeth, and that brushing now affects how your health turns out. People that don't form the habit, they will eventually have issues with their health, issues with dentists, with their dental system. Everything would eventually come out later. So you need to form your habits that, with the knowledge that that habit will eventually form the kind of life that you will live. One of the things I've tried to do in my life is to put myself on what I call autopilot mode. I call it autopilot and auto cruise. In other words, there are things in my life that I just do consistently. No, it's just natural. It's like brushing my teeth. A lot of people have asked me, oh, are you able to combine so much? I see you are doing this, you are into this, you are into that, and you are doing them very well. How are you able to do that? I thank God. God is helping me. The Spirit of God is helping me. I start in the Spirit. I do a lot of things, but I can tell you one thing I do is that I have been able to automate many areas of my life. My wife will tell you that my life is really automated. It is something that is very important. In fact, when I sit down and I think that something has the capacity to take me very far in life, I will automate it immediately. I will look for automate it. For instance, there is a time you will catch me praying and studying the scriptures every day of this life, except maybe I travel and something comes up. There is a time you will always catch me praying. There is a time you will catch me playing golf. There is a time you will see me doing my exercise. There's a time you will see me attending to my clients. I've made sure that I've programmed it. And the way you do it is that you take the area you want to work on, you pick that area. I want to automate this area. I call it the pick and stick principle, pick and stick. You pick that area and then you stick to it for 2 months, for 6 weeks without breaking it. When you do it repeatedly, it becomes part of you. The same way when you were young, your parents had to brush your teeth repeatedly to the point that it becomes part of you. I love the book of Luke chapter 5, verse 16. The Bible says that, but Jesus often withdrew himself to the wilderness for prayer. The word often means habitually. He often withdrew himself. You need to get things in auto cruise mode, that you don't need any motivation. They say habits are first like cobwebs, then later they are like cables. Let this thing be part of you. It's part and parcel of you in such a way that you will always be there. You will always find them. You will always see yourself doing them. There are 7 areas where you need to develop powerful habits. I call it where you need to do pick and stick. First of all, it's your spirituality. Things like prayer, study of the word. You get to a level whereby it is now part of you. There is a time that you've allocated for that. And every time of the day will catch you. You need to find a time of your life. Like me, I do my own in the middle of the night. And that's the time nobody can call me, no client is calling me. And I always do those things. Sports, your health, you need to find a time you do exercise. You need to say this time of the day, maybe 3 times a week. That time is the time you've allocated to that. Your family, you need to have time for your family. You need to automate it as well. Of course, there are other things you do. There are many times you spend with your family. But if you don't look for a time where you've also programmed, a lot of people have programmed things for their reading, they've programmed things for their career, but they don't do for family. So family is left hanging. No, I know you always connect with your family, you connect with your with people around, but still look for a time where you say, this is family time. Automate it. Same thing for ministry. Automate it. Career, your work routine. Automate it. Your finances. By now, you should automate the percentage you will save every month. You give, you invest, automate it. Relationship, automate it. Look at your life and see what you need to do differently. So I want to give you a very simple assignment today. Look at your pursuits, your career, and identify what you can automate. Look at the things you're trying to achieve. For instance, it could be your reading time or your research time to say, I would automate this. It could be your client's time. You say, okay, maybe on Thursdays between 12 and 3, I will call all my key clients, or I will visit my clients every week. I have automated my client visit, for instance. You say, automate it. Make sure you have it written down with a deadline and you keep doing it. Why is this very important? No matter how busy you get, the things that you have automated stays. But when tough time comes, the things you've not automated will fall apart. And you know what? The higher you go, the tougher it becomes. So it's automation that helps you to stay in those tough times. For instance, no matter how busy you have ever been, you've not stopped brushing your teeth. You've not stopped eating because those things are now automated. So you need to ensure that no matter how busy you get, some things will always happen. So take that exercise today. Look at your life. Look at what you need to automate. You may fall sometimes, you may make mistakes sometimes. There are things I try to automate that it took me 10 years to get it. It took me 2 years to get it. It took me 1 year. But stick to it. Pick and stick until it becomes part of you. Any area you want to see results in your life, make sure you automate it so that you can start to transfer and convert your plans to results. I believe that helped you. If you did, please share with your friends, share with your family, tell them to be part of this. This will change their life. We are getting to the half of it, and there's still so much to do. They can still catch up later on with the ones they've missed, but from this session, there are still many more to go. And if this is your first time here, just hit the subscribe button, and we look forward to seeing you soon.